विशालबुद्धे पूर्णारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो गोता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतथा जयद्रथजना गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोतेना खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तका केशवा पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोद्गतं ज्ञानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेवीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः शृण्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदैः
if you take Gita in a historical perspective, then quickly you will ask, what is the relevance of this to us? Because here is Pandavas and here is Kauravas, and they have already blown their trumpets, and war has been declared, and all of that. And Bhagwan and Arjuna are having a dialogue in between two warring armies or two noisy armies, and it resulted in a big Mahabharata war. You all know that. That's historical thing, right? So then what is the relevance of that to us? So please do not think that Bhagavad Gita is merely some historical account of what is going on there at the time. It is that, but it is much more than that. Just now we chanted in one of the verses, Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dokta Gopalananda Artsam Vatsasutiyo Gita Tam Gita, Bhagavad Gita is really the essence of all the Upanishads put together in one place. So this is first thing, essence of Upanishads. Now what are Upanishads? Upanishads have only one theme. The theme of the Upanishads, please remember these simple lines and words I will tell you. Upanishads only have one theme. That theme is called as Jiva Brahma Aikyam. The oneness between Jiva and Brahma. And so why were the Upanishads given, and what is this theme and all? This is all a big story. Now I have to tell you introduction today. Because if you don't understand the context of this Bhagavad Gita teaching, the whole thing will be lost. It will just be some story that I heard. Two people are talking, and this is the dialogue, and this is the philosophical import of what they are saying. But it is not merely philosophical import, it is something for us, not just philosophy. It is something for us, and I'll tell you where it fits now. Really speaking, all of Hinduism can be boiled down to two very simple words. So now this is called simplification of Hinduism. Because you know, we have so many scriptures, so many gurus, so many sampradayas, so many deities. So in Hinduism, anything you talk about, it's mind-boggling. Right? So the whole thing boiled down in two words is this now. Please see, just remember these two words, and everything will become put into perspective. What are these two words? First word, mukti. That word you have heard, right? Sometimes it's called moksha. Mukti, moksha. Enlightenment, liberation. So some people say salvation. All these are rough translations. Nirvana. So first word, mukti. Freedom. Second word, sadhana. This is all Hinduism, right there, two words. Mukti means freedom, liberation, enlightenment. Other words, sadhana. Sadhana means spiritual practice. One is the goal and the other is the means. Whole tradition only boils down to two things. Mukti and sadhana. This sadhana, spiritual practice, which we all have to do, that varies. Mukti is mukti, everybody wants mukti. But this sadhana varies. And I was telling today also, sadhana in Hinduism is the best. You will not find better sadhana anywhere. Why? In Hinduism, we line up all the sadhanas like this. Buffet style. Spiritual practice. You walk down the line. What you like, you take. What you don't like, you leave it. So, whichever sadhana you are doing, the goal is still mukti. One. And we are very open and free with regard to sadhana. See, look here. If we are teaching freedom, why should I bind you here? Here also you are free. You take whichever sadhana you like. From beginning to end, we teach freedom only. Here you are free, do whatever. You see, in other religions, when you see, for example, people are praying. All people were bent at one time. And all people lift their head one time. Have you seen? And if you don't do, you are the black sheep, isn't it? But in Hinduism, if you don't like yoga and you don't like to bend, no problem. No problem. You do whatever you like to. Sit and do japa. You don't like to sit? Then do shavasana. You see? How anything you like to do. And we say it will go even further than that. If there is some sadhana, or this you walk down the line, right? And you don't like any of those sadhana, you make up one for yourself. Make up some sadhana also. See, but you've seen that in the scriptures there. That sage told Valmiki ji, go and chant Ram, Ram, Ram. He could not chant Ram, Ram, Ram. Because he was a criminal, he could only chant Mara, Mara, Mara. So his own sadhana. Mara, 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 from that started chanting, it became Ram. Because if you say Mara, 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 it becomes Rama. So you make up your own sadhana. So what a wonderful religion, you know. You can make up anything. You don't like 108 beats, too much for you. You get a smaller mala. Yeah. Make a smaller, make one, you know. See? So, these are all called sadhanas, which are all designed to bring moksha. 2 words only. Now, it means that this tradition values moksha. Isn't it? Because if we have reduced the whole tradition to 2 words, and that is goal, that means we value moksha. Why does this tradition value moksha so much? Please pay attention to this now. It's a very important thing. Why does this tradition value moksha so much? The answer to that is a very simple thing, and I'll tell you. All human beings are looking for joy, happiness, and sukha become. All human beings are looking for sukha. And we are running away from dukkha. Dukkha means sorrow. Any action you are doing in your life, that action is following one of these 2 things. And these 2 things are one coin. You know, a coin has 2 sides. So these 2 things, sukha and joy, the pursuit of joy, and the eschewing and the running away of sorrow, is 2 sides of the same coin. If you are running towards joy, that means you are running away from sorrow. And if you are running away from sorrow, that means you are running towards joy. This is just one coin only. The human beings are in search of joy only. They are always running away from sorrow. You came here today because somehow you calculated it may lead to some joy, maybe down the road. If not presently, maybe down the road somewhere. And nobody came here. I am going to Chinmaya mission today because I want some real sorrow. Anybody came like that? No. We don't go anyway. If that is the proposal, nobody will go anyway. You go to work and you get sorrow only because you have to.
Yeah. So true.
Really? You go there to bear that sorrow because you have to. So, the human being is guided by only one thing, that is called joy. And second thing, this joy which we want. We want that joy 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, or every day. Every day, isn't it? Every single day. If we put you in a 5-star hotel, 364 days of the year, and we give you the best treatment, You have helicopter also to take you touring wherever you want. Best treatment, 364 days. And that last day only, we catch you and give you a good beating. Anybody want? No. We want 365 or 366 in a leap year also. Nobody wants even 1 day. What 1 day? In that last day, only 1 hour also, or 1 minute of sorrow. We don't want. So the creature, not only human beings, all creatures actually, we want only joy, and we want permanent joy. This is the second thing. Permanent joy, not only temporary joy we want. Right? The rishis tell very nicely, permanent joy is only in mukti. There is no permanent joy in this world. You may have some temporary joy in Starbucks. But there is no permanent joy in this world. There is only permanent joy in one place. So, knowingly or unknowingly, we are all actually pursuing mukti. Because we are pursuing permanent joy. After they have studied this world really well, they have come to discover that this world, really speaking, doesn't have joy at all. You may be able to eke out a small measure of joy, but it really also doesn't come from the world. Second thing is, the ways in which we go on trying to pursue joy is all flawed. We go on trying to pursue joy in this world, thinking that joy is there in the world, and we run after that joy, the pleasure, happiness. It is not there, but we go on. Second thing is, we go on thinking that someday we'll get it also. Isn't it? Human being goes on thinking that someday he'll be happy. See now. So one person is saying, when I was in preschool, I was dying to go to primary school. Because you think, okay, preschool is misery. When I go to primary school, I'll be happy. When I was in preschool, I was dying to go to primary school. When I went to primary school, I was dying to go to high school. When I was in high school, I was dying to go to university. When I went to university, I was dying to graduate. Because he's always thinking the next step will be happy. When I graduated, I was dying to get a job. When I got a job, I was dying to get married. When I got married, I was dying to have children. When I got children, I was dying for these children to grow up and get married to get out of this house. When they got out from the house, I was dying to retire. When I retired, I realized I'm dying, and my whole life I died and I never lived. Whole life here? Dying. Because he was always thinking his joy is going to be next step, and it eludes him eternally. Some people take that joy to the grave. That's why they put their rest in peace. When I go there, at least, now I will. There I will be happy. And he tells what to do. Put this tombstone and write this thing on my grave, and isn't it? So he puts his joy way there also. I know one fellow went to buy that cemetery plot, So yeah, how much is that plot? 5,000. What about that plot over there? 10,000. Why? Same cemetery. Why that plot over there is more expensive? He said, go there, you'll see the view. So he thinks when he's buried there, I will have a nice like that. He buys that plot for twice the price. Thinking he'll have a nice view. And now in these big cities like Chicago and New York and all, they run out of space. They run out of space in these cemeteries. So now they don't sell space like this anymore. This stuff coffin cannot go. They sell space like this. So he's no resting in peace for him there also. Stand on attention. So this human being thinks that there is joy in this world, and he goes on looking, and that thing eludes him eternally. You think he'll ever find? No. This world has an of joy and sorrow. There's an equal balance of joy and sorrow. But what he wants is he wants the joy minus the sorrow. In other words, if he is going to search for his joy in this world, he has to be prepared to take equal amount of sorrow. And he doesn't want that. He wants to have the joy minus the sorrow. That is to be found only in mukti. There is no solving any human problem. Please pay attention to this. This is the problem of joy and sorrow. There is no solution to that in this world. That is why the rishis value mukti. There is no solving any human problem. You please pay attention to this thing. You jump high or jump low. There is no solution to any human problem, because the definition of the world is the definition which is there in an atom. There must be an equal balance between positive and negative. So if you have a utopian ideal that you will be able to solve world problems, that is going to remain utopian. You cannot. You just see. I will just prove that to you. People have this utopian idea and all. So what we take grand experiments in social revolution and so many things, trying to revolutionize the earth and we'll bring heaven and earth and do that. So many things, isn't it? It will not happen. This is why Mukti word is important to us. Every department of human life, every aspect of human life you study, and you tell me, first of all, tell me if we have improved or if someday we will solve that problem. I'm just going to tell one by one. Right? First thing, health. Has the species improved, and are we going to solve the problem of health? Are the numbers of people in hospitals getting less or more? Are the number of diseases, lifestyle diseases and all is getting less or more? See, the health crisis which we have in this world today, and the moment we find the solution for one disease, 5 more come, correct or not? And these diseases are becoming more high-tech also. No, I heard latest disease. This disease, we have all in the old days, disease to be a little bit fashionable and like yellow fever. From ordinary fever, you go to color, yellow fever. Now this disease become high-tech, Ebola. Email and all disease. See, if anybody can really tell that we are going to solve the health problem of the human species, you have to have really good confidence. I don't think anybody has the confidence that we are going to actually solve all of these things. And more new things are coming and we don't know how to deal with them. So in the health department, we really have not solved human problems. No. And then there's so many things. The United States spends every year $100 billion to lose weight. The weight loss industry in the United States is $100 billion. In the Caribbean, we have 32 countries, 32 independent countries, and all of their annual budget put together is not $100 billion. And is the weight lost? No, you know that. And the statistics for America is the same statistics for Canada. Don't think it is anything different. The weight is not lost. Whatever is lost here is gained. Not lost. So this health thing is a big thing. We have not solved it. Not getting better, it's getting worse. Obesity across the earth is getting worse. And all the things associated with it. Oh. Peace and war. Has this human species solved this? In 1945, the United Nations was formed. sole purpose to end wars. 1945. That was the main objective, to end wars. From 1945 until now, there has been more wars than 700 years before 1945. That is statistics. So did we solve wars? Genocide, war, killing, and coups, and we have not solved it. Human trafficking and slavery. Human trafficking and slavery. I'll tell you where we are today. See, is it getting better or worse? This was my question. In the Western powers, the European powers who brought people to the West, they, for 250 years, they brought slaves from Africa to this part of the world. 250 years. You know, in all of that time, how many slaves they brought? No more than 12 million. The estimate says 10 million. Some conservative estimates have got 12 million. In 250 years, they brought 12 million slaves. Today, in 2019, you know how many slaves we have on the earth? 47 million. Today, with all of our high-tech things and satellites and everything, we have 47 million slaves living on the earth now. So human trafficking and slavery, 4 times it is worse. 4 times more in 2019. Human happiness quotient. People are happier today and they feel more secure today, or used to feel more happy and secure in the old days. Old days, you could sleep with your doors open. Isn't it? Everywhere across the world, you could sleep with your doors open. Today, with your doors closed, also you cannot sleep. It's security across the world. Who feels secure? That's why everywhere you have to put cameras, security guards, all advanced systems, motion detectors, all sorts of on and on, because nobody feels secure. Then now every day you're flying. No, we used to fly very nicely. Every day. Yesterday one fellow tried to open the plane door on Indigo in India while the plane was flying. He went there trying to open the door. Now you don't know who is doing what. And now in that immigration, anytime you go there, you used to go so easily now. Got a security line. Anytime I go there, especially with this clothes. The security line has become a monstrous experience every day, isn't it? Like that, the species really, if you could really tell me any department in a department or any sector where we have really excelled and we have become better. See the environment. Hare Rama. This environment. Now all the glaciers and everything are melting and all the icebergs coming down. So what have we solved? That is because we have been going on looking for solutions out there, thinking that we can master this and master that, and we'll solve this and solve that. We have not really been studying the nature of the universe in which we live. First law, the nature of the Jagat in which we live is it is made up of a balance between positive and negative. And you cannot get rid of the negative. You cannot get rid of the negative. It will be there. In fact, not only that, the rishis have said very nicely, you cannot get rid of the negative. They have also said that the negative is not only there, it is essential for the existence of the universe. The negative is essential for the existence of the universe. You have not thought about it, but it is true. If it is not there, the universe cannot turn. I just give you an example, which I just told. See, suppose we say we remove crime. negative, we don't like crime. We remove crime. Just follow with me. Remove crime. There will be no criminals. You don't have criminals, you don't need police force, RCMP and all, Ottawa police, you. Fire all of them. So you have thousands of people on the bread line. If you don't have crime, you don't need army also. Nobody will do anything wrong. So you don't need the army, so fire the whole army. Then all the guns and ammunition industry, you close it down. Then you don't need judges and lawyers and courts and all that. You don't have to bring anybody to court. You close down the whole law faculty. Fire all the lawyers and judges and clerks and everybody. How many people you start firing? By thousands then you don't need locks on your door. So those companies were making locks. They're out of luck. You don't need lock. What to talk lock? You don't need a door also. Nobody will come into your place, isn't it? Maybe to keep out the cold, you may need a door. So like this, you go on. And all these things are connected to other things, isn't it? So when you fire this whole section, then what happens to the whole society? It will collapse. All the prisons, everything has to, all the security, the airport, everything has to close down. Nobody will have, there will be no prison at all. Nobody will have any need for all of these things. There is no crime. That is why they said, you hear some of the people say, if there was no Ravan, there would have been no Ram. Have you heard? The two are required. The positive charge in the atom and the negative charge, they are both required. There must be a centripetal and a centrifugal forces between the earth and the sun that keeps it in orbit. That keeps the earth in orbit, the two forces in opposite directions. They're essential for the universe. And in that universe, if you are looking for only joy, you are on a wild goose chase. You understand that thing? You're on a wild goose chase. If you're looking only for joy, that is in mukti. That is why mukti is an important word for the rishis. The other choice, Bhagavad is telling to Arjuna at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Vimrshayat Sheshena. I have explained this thing very nicely. You reflect in your mind. And yatha, tatha, kuru. It means you still have a choice. You go in the world and look for joy, but you have to do it how? Okay, I'm going to try to get some joy in this world, but I will also have to bear the sorrow. If you are that brave, then you're allowed. Bhagavan himself allows in Gita. And by all means, go. You go in the world. Pursue as much joy and whatever you want. But be prepared to also take sorrow. And that is the reality of life or not. Who has lived in this world, or who will live in this world and can say to himself, I will never have one moment of sorrow in this world? He will be scared to say that also. Sorrow will start right there. He is scared. So, first, they ascertain the nature of the world. It is a balance of joy and sorrow. And I only want joy. Not going to happen. Therefore, the solution to this paradox, this predicament, is called as mukti or moksha. This is where this word comes from. It means I escape both joy and sorrow. That is called mukti. Sukha same kritva lavadaro jayadana samatvam means going beyond the two. You can't say I am going to choose only one. Oscar the Grouch in Sesame Street, he chooses sorrow. When we're having a picnic, if it rains and everything gets wet and everything gets messed up, then he likes that. But you see, that also is joy. Isn't it? Because there is joy when everything got messed up. So he's happy. If they're doing anything and it fails, he's happy. So he's still, he's happy through joy, through misery, through sorrow. You see? So both will always be there. If you choose one of them, next one will come. Can't escape. So therefore, the scriptures of the rishis are geared towards only one thing. And those scriptures tell all the various types of sadhanas which you can do. Now, what various types of sadhanas are there? I told you, so many countless. But they can be classified into basically 3 big groups. One type of sadhana is body-based. One type of spiritual practice is body-based. It is based on this physical part of the personality. Another type of sadhana is based on the emotional part of the personality. And the last type of sadhana is based on the intellectual part of the personality. Because everybody is different. We have different strokes for different folks also. The scriptures have. So, if you are the physical type, some people like to do, they are workaholics, have you seen? Workaholics. So if you're a workaholic, active type, you're doing all the time, well then you should choose the type of sadhana which is suited to your temperament, physical temperament, see? Then there's some people who are very emotional. So then there are sadhanas for those people. You choose that type of sadhana. It's called as bhakti yoga. Physical is called as karma yoga. And last, if you're the intellectual type, then you choose the last group of sadhana, that is called as jnana yoga. Jnana yoga. And the Bhagavad Gita is actually divided into these 3 portions. The first 6 chapters talk about karma yoga. The physical thing, you go and do something. And it just tells how to do. The next 6 chapters from 7 to 12 speak about bhakti yoga, the emotional part. Those who have a lot of emotions, you collect all those emotions and you center it, channel it towards the Lord. Even if it is negative emotion also. Bhakti yoga. And the last part, you have to do a lot of thinking, intellectual part. Bhagavad Gita caters to all the 3 types of personalities. Our chapter is chapter 8, so that comes in the second group, isn't it? The group of Bhakti Yoga. So now I will tell you one more thing. Even though we say the first 6 chapters deal with Karma Yoga, next 6 chapters Bhakti Yoga, the emotional part, and the last 6 chapters will Jnana Yoga, the intellectual part. Those are just broad guidelines for studying Gita. Right? It's not that they are watertight compartments. You will find all 3 in all sections. But basically, fundamentally, or generally speaking, they are divided into these 3 portions. Right? There's a mixture of many verses and all that sort of thing. So we are studying the middle one. That doesn't mean to say that there will not be verses on Karma Yoga and there will not be verses on Jnana Yoga. Even though this comes in the portion of Bhakti Yoga. So we will study now with what intention? Our intention, because we are studying. So that puts it in which part? Intellectual part. We are going to study, isn't it? And what today all I was telling you, I was inviting you to think only. Isn't it? That was an invitation to think. So this is really an intellectual part, isn't it? Even if we study Bhakti Yoga, we are doing a study of Bhakti Yoga. It's a very, very intellectual part. And so we have to really apply our intellectual might to this whole effort. So we have about 28 verses and we have 6 days. Today half gone already. It means to say we have to take about 5 verses. 5, 25. 5.5 verses per day. Now, what actually happened with Arjuna on that battlefield? Arjuna had a psychological breakdown. Something went wrong in his head. Arjuna was a very powerful person. There was no warrior to match him at that time. So how can such a great, big, towering personality suddenly collapse? Something happened in his head, isn't it? No, nobody shot him with an arrow or anything. Nothing happened to his body. He was not shot with any arrow. So nothing happened to his body. Something only happened in his mind. And this actually tells a very, very important thing. That there is such an intimate connection between mind and body. Correct or not? That something happened in his head, but his body collapsed. So, in our tradition, we say the body is only an extension of the mind. The body is a louder expression of the mind. They are not disconnected in any way. The two of them are very much connected. And we see this very, very clearly in Arjuna's case. Something happened inside of his mind and he became powerless. His bow and arrow also fell out from his hand. He could not hold it. So weak he had become. So if Bhagwan Shri Krishna is going to rehabilitate Arjuna, he cannot tell Arjuna to go and do yoga or go and do some exercise, take a few rounds or do push-up so his body will become strong. That is not the solution, isn't it? Something went wrong in his head, so whatever went wrong in his head had to be corrected there only, isn't it? The human being's basic problem is in our head only. Our problem is in our head. We have actually very less problem with the body at the level of the body. All our problem is really in our head. In our head there is something called as delusion. Moha. Delusion. That delusion is born from something even higher, which is called as ajnana or ignorance. So Arjuna had these two problems. Ajnana, ignorance, and that led to moha delusion, and that moha delusion led to a collapse. And this is exactly the human being problem. Please see, Bhagwan did not come here just to teach Arjuna. Bhagwan came here, Arjunam nivitti kritya, Bhagwan Vasudeva aha. Sarva lokanuprahartham Bhagavan Vasudeva aha. Bhagavan Shankaracharya in his introduction he says, Bhagavan Shankaracharya in his introduction says, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is using Arjuna as a representative of the human species, and for the benefit of the human species he is speaking. That means he is not teaching merely Arjuna. He is teaching us, using Arjuna as an excuse. Arjuna is an excuse me. So, the teaching which Bhagavan is giving for correcting the problem in the head of Arjuna is the teaching for correcting the problem in our head. I just told you some of the problems in our head. Simple. Moha, delusion leads to many wrong type of thinking. Delusion. But let me tell you this word. This word is at the center of Bhagavad Gita. The word in Sanskrit is moha. Moha means to see, think, or understand something opposite to what it is. That is called moha. To see or think or understand anything opposite to what it is. That is called moha. Like for example, there is a rope there. A rope is innocuous. I mean, harmless thing, isn't it? But I see snake. That is harmful now, isn't it? So I am seeing something which is harmless, I am seeing it as harmful. And the whole species is smitten with this type of delusion. The object which has no joy, I think the object has joy. That's opposite or not? That's opposite. The human being who never dies, I think I will die. Opposite or not? Opposite. Everything we see as opposite. The sun which never rises, every day we say. Sun is rising. Opposite. Our eyes are geared to see opposite only. The moon, which is this big, to our eyes, is really, our eyes see it small. But it's not small. It is. The earth is spherical. We see it? Flat. Everything ulta. The human being. Huh? Every single thing. And that is why the species, he has all what we call inconsistencies in his life. He has all inconsistencies in his life because he sees everything upside down. Everybody wants to be healthy, but nobody wants to eat healthy food. Because healthy food has no taste. So, because he sees the world upside down, his life is also upside. He wants to be healthy, but he doesn't want to eat healthy food. He wants to be educated, but he doesn't want to study. He wants to party all week. He wants to be rich, but he doesn't want to work. Correct or not? He wants all the good things, but he does the opposite. He wants to be rich, but he wants to also lie down and bed there. So, this thing is caused by delusion, seeing things upside down and living an upside down life. Now, Arjuna had this exact disease. How? Now see this. Arjuna's disease. He came out of the battlefield there and he looked at the other side. And he saw that my friends, my cousins, my uncles, my guru, my grandfather, my people, right? And the moment he saw, he immediately collapsed. Because until then, Arjuna had fought fearlessly with everybody. He had killed many a warrior on the battlefield. He had even fought with Lord Shiva. And he had no qualms, no problem. Fought with everybody. And killed many people. But the moment on that side, he had to kill my people. That changed the whole equation. Because it was my people, right? So the delusion is, in this world, so see that she said very nicely, this is called Maya. Maya more torte Maya. Me and mine, you and yours, that is called Maya. He felt that this is my people and the others are not mine. The others who we killed in the past, they are not my people. That is one delusion, first thing. That in this world, some people are our people and other people are not other people. That is the root of so much of killing in this world or not? Huh? Some people feel they are chosen people. And anybody in this group, we are all chosen people. What about those? No, you can kill them, no problem. Correct or not? Delusion. In this world, look here. All of you and I and all the people in the world, we eat the same wheat that is grown in the prairies in Canada. Isn't it? The cells in our body is made from the same aloo and chana and wheat and all that you eat, isn't it? If you really think like that, you will see in this world there is no such thing as my people, and to think like that is delusion. But we live in that delusion. Arjuna was living it. Arjuna, that thing really struck him for the first time. Nothing in this world is, see, you have a choice. Either everybody is mine or nobody is mine. That's the choice. You can't say no, some people are mine. These people are mine, those people are. Because we are all made from the exact same thing, same plants, same thing we are all eaten. Same space, air, fire, water and earth. Make up my body, make up your body and make up. That is why the Hindus always worship all things, Worship stones and trees and rivers and sky and stars and moon and what we have not worshipped? Rats and monkeys and anything. Because it is the same 5 elements pervading me, pervading those things, and pervading everyone, isn't it? We've always thought, Siya Ram Mai Sab Jagat Jani, Karo Pranam Jodi Jogata, Isha Vasya Vidam, Sarva. All this is Ishwar. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So when we start seeing anything less than that, all this is Vasudeva, all this is Ishvara. Anything less than that is called delusion. And it is manifest as these are mine and these are not mine. They are aliens. So like that, Arjuna has had one type of delusion and that led to other things and the other and that. Because one trouble leads to next. And now you will see how the Lord tries to lift him slowly from that state of delusion. It's a gradual process. The first thing, when a person is delirious, Arjuna became delirious. You suffer a strong bout of delirium. When a person is delirious, like when a person has some really bad cardiac arrest or something and they go there, take him to that hospital, and they take 2 things like this and they shock him. Have you seen that thing? You think this man is almost dead already. What are you doing? He was killed. He's almost dead already. But they put these 2 folds on him. It seems as though they're going to really kill him now. But when a person has reached that state, what you have to do is, so Bhagavad starts from there actually. He shouts at this Arjuna so loudly in the beginning. And those, one thing in Chinmaya, we have our sattvic Swami Parkashnanda Ji. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. And he chants all of these verses like that also. Bhagwan is shouting and Brahman is Kutastva Kashmara Vishane Samuvastita. Bhagwan is shouting Kutastva Kashmara Vishane Samuvastitam Chettorishta Parantava Klaibyam mas Bhagavan Partha Naitattvayupapadyate. That is the tone. The words in Sanskrit demand that type of tone, So if you have to study that part of Gita, don't listen to Brahmananda. But this is the tone in that. So he's shocked that when a person is delirious, you have to. Yes. That's the method. And then when this Arjuna has calmed down, and now Arjuna realized himself, I am confused. I am in trouble. I better surrender to this Bhagwan. He surrenders. Karpanya dosho patas svabha prachami tvam dharmasambodha cheta. And my mind is confused with regard to dharma. He admits, first thing. Then, yat shreyasyan nishchitam guruhitam. You tell me decidedly what I should do, what is good for me. Shishyasteham shantimam tvam prapanna. I have become your shishya, your disciple. I have surrendered to you like that. Then only Bhagwan starts teaching. After Bhagwan shouted at him and everything, and he came to, Bhagwan starts teaching. This is the drama at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. And he taught many a thing all the way up to 8 chapters. At the end of 7th chapter, Bhagwan used some words there. And those words, Arjuna was not too clear about those words. At the end of 7th chapter. And therefore, the 8th chapter begins with Arjuna asking, what are these words? You said this word, this word, this word. What is this? So the 8th chapter begins with actually 7 questions. 7 questions. Let me tell you the structure of the chapter. It begins with 7 questions. And Bhagwan answers those 7 questions. 6 of those 7 questions in 2 verses. 6 of the 7 questions he finishes in 2 verses. And the rest of the chapter he uses to answer the last question. That means the last question is very important, isn't it? So now it becomes very interesting. What are those 7 questions? Those words which Bhagwan had used in the previous chapter, which confuse Arjuna. And what is that last question which Bhagwan takes the whole chapter to answer? That is what we will see now. So it starts with Arjuna, Vacha. Now you might be having that book in front of you. I don't know if you have that book. If you don't have Gita in front of you, you must have. This world has so many ironic and paradoxical things. It's amazing. See, deep philosophy and metaphysics, really, which goes beyond this world, beyond the pair of opposites, beyond all the phenomenal world which we see, right? That thing is taught by our Upanishads, correct or not? It's taught in this tradition, Rishi tradition. So that means what? This Rishi tradition is really a tradition of lot of thinking, lot of think. That means you have to study, right? No other tradition, they don't have this deep thinking. You just accept Bhagwan. But if you say but, don't ask but. You just accept. That thing may sound as most irrational and illogical, but don't ask any questions. And in Gita, Pariprashnena. Say, when you ask questions. So, this tradition, where so much of deep intellectual study is required, and in other traditions, where that is not required, what an ironic thing. Hindu never walk with a book. And in the other tradition, where you don't need to study, they walk with it. Study is not required, just accept something. Did somebody tell you what you said? Yes. And we say, never accept. Gurudev used to say, don't accept anything because the Swami said it. Because the longer the bear, the longer the suspicion. Don't accept, you have to question that thing. Please pay attention to this. We do not need belief in Hinduism. Hinduism does not need belief. It doesn't mean that we don't use belief, but we don't need it. You see, suppose I am taking the bus every day downtown. Every day I am taking the bus downtown. Then my brother, who has a very nice car, he's going to Europe on vacation, and he leaves his car with me. Well, for that month, I drive his car, but I don't need it. Correct or not? I don't need it because every day I am already taking that bus. But if it is there, then I drive it. Belief is like that to Hinduism. We don't need it. But it is there, so we use it conveniently. That is all. How you know? look here. In Hinduism, everything starts from Sat. Sat means existence. Correct? The Sanskrit word for existence is Sat. First thing, you exist or not? Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you exist or do you believe that you exist? You see? Look here, even if I believe, first I have to exist, then believe, correct or not? My existence precedes everything in this universe. Even if I am doubting the Shastras, first I have to exist, then doubt. No. So, my existence is primary, precedes everything. That existence is called as Sat. There is no belief in that. Hinduism is based on that. That is not belief. Even if I am delusional and I am seeing an illusion in front of me, I have to exist, then see the illusion. You might be an illusion in front of me, let us see, but I am existing. So Hinduism is like this. We don't need belief, we use it. That tradition is so profound, so deep, so subtle, is a tradition of study, study, study. Our Vidyananda Swami Ji said, Avichara krito bandha, because we don't think we are bound. We don't study. So in this tradition, he said, that's why our Gurudev demanded, when you go to this yajna, you come to his yajna, you must have a book in front of you. But this tradition is not like, it's a tradition of study. You see? So he says, get your Gita. So if you did not bring today, I hope my words today will make you bring tomorrow, right? So now I will chant these first few verses. Arjuna's question his 7th question come in 2 verses. And Bhagwan takes 2 verses to finish 6 of those 7 questions. What are Arjuna's 7 questions? See now. Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Kim tat brahma kim adhyatmam.
Kim tat brahma kim adhyatmam.
Kim karma purushottama.
Kim karma purushottama.
Adhibhutam cha kim proktam.
Adhibhutam cha kim proktam.
Adhidevam kim uchyate.
Adhidevam kim uchyate.
Adhiyajna katham gotra.
Adhiyajnakatham gotra.
Tehesmin madhusudana.
Tehesmin madhusudana.
Prayana kale cha katham.
Prayana kale cha katham.
Yeyosi niyatatmabhihi.
Yeyosi niyatatmabhihi.
7 questions. Kim tat Brahma? Prabhu, I heard you use this word Brahma. Brahma. What is this word Brahma? What is Brahma? Please don't mix up these words. Unfortunately, in our Vedanta, there are 3 words which are very close. A lot of people get confused with these 3 words. One word is here, Brahma. Another word is Brahma. And another word is Brahman. Now let me just clarify these 3 words and then I tell you the other words there. Brahma, which is here. Brahma and Brahman, those are identical. That is one and same. Right? Brahma and Brahman is one and same. Brahma, ending in long A. That is Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. That is different altogether. Yeah? So don't mix up Brahma Ji with Brahma and Brahman. These 2 are same. Okay. So Arjuna wants to know from Bhagavad, what is this Brahma? You use this word? Kim adhyatmam. Then you use another word, adhyatmam. I want to know what is this. See now, really, there is no English translation for these words. So Bhagavan himself will explain these words in the next 2 verses. So we'll see when we get there. I'm just telling you the words. Kim adhyatmam. What is this adhyatma? I want to know this. So that's the second question. Kim karma? What is karma? Third question. Count here, let's see. Let me make sure it is 7. Adhibhutam chakim proktam. What is called as adhibhutam? What is this adhibhutam? That is number 4. Adhidaivam kimuchyate. What is this adhidaivam? That is 5. Adhidaivam. Adhi yajna katham kotra dehesmin madhusudana. That is one question. You see, how and who is this Adi Yajna in this body? How and who is this Adi Yajna in this body? That is number 6. So these are the 6 questions. And the last line is one question. Prayana kale cha katham nyeyosi niyatatmabhihi. How can a self-controlled man remember you at the time of death? Or how is he supposed to remember you at the time of death? This is the last question. It is this question the Lord takes the whole chapter to answer. How can a person remember you at the time of death? The other 6 questions? Briefly. So, prayana kale chakatam. Why this question came here? This question is very, has very ancient origins, because in this tradition it is said that if we remember that absolute reality at the time of the departure from this body, if we remember that reality, we merge with that reality. So that question came because of that. Whatever we remember at that time, that is what we become. That also has a rational, logical basis. Of course, we will see all that as we go along. So now, the answers to these questions, Bhagavad starts in the next verse now. See that? This is now number 3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Aksharam Brahma Paramam.
Aksharam Brahma Paramam.
Swabhavothyatma Muchyate.
Swabhavothyatma Muchyate.
Bhutbhavot Bhavakaraha.
Bhutbhavo Bhavakaraha.
Visarga Karma Sangitaha.
Visarga Karma Sangitaha.
Bhagavan answers 3 questions in one verse. 3 of them. What is it Brahma? Bhagavan said, Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Paramam Brahma, Aksharam, like that. What does it mean? He says, here Brahma means the imperishable reality. Imperishable reality. That is called as Brahma. Now you know in this world, everything is perishing. Right? And just by logic, if things are perishing, there must be some substratum upon which the whole thing process is going on, isn't it? You cannot just take a movie and beam it into thin air, isn't it? There must be some substratum upon which the movie is beamed. This universe, which is in front of us, is called as Nama Rupa Prasarana. Nama Rupa Prasarana is just made up of names and forms. But the names and forms, they are on a fundamental reality called as existence. That existence is imperishable. Now let me just tell you what is give you an example so you will know what we're talking about. A person who does clay pottery. Pottery, when you make pots of clay, he goes there and takes a clump of clay and he brings it here. And out of that clump of clay, he makes a nice pot. Now, the pot is 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide. Right? So you say this is the height and this is the width of the pot. And there's a volume. It holds 4 cubic feet of air, water, or whatever. Let us just say. My math is not so good. You just calculate whatever, right? Now, if this potter did not have some fundamental material like clay on which to superimpose this nama roop, it is called nama is pot, name is pot, and shape is pot, right? If he did not have a material onto which to superimpose that nama rupa, can he ever make pot? No, you need a material. Either you use clay or you take a piece of wood and you carve a pot out of it, isn't it? You need some material. That is called fundamental material in the case of the pot. So there are 3 things now. 3 things. One is nama, which is called POT pot. Other one is rupa, which is shape, round shape and all that, 2 by 2 and all, right? Rupa. And the last one is called as clay. There are 3 things there. Nama rupa and the fundamental material which is called as clay. Take it. So you keep the pot here on this table. And from this combination of 3 things, I am going to remove only one thing. I remove one atom of clay from there, from that pot, and I keep it aside. Then I remove another atom, keep it aside. And I go on removing all the atoms of clay, and keep it aside. After I have removed all the atoms of clay, what will be left here? Nothing will be left here. But I did not remove Nama Rupa. I only removed clay. Where did Nama Rupa go? Nama Rupa vanished, isn't it? Name and form vanished. That means that name and form do not have an independent existence. They have a dependent existence. And if there is no fundamental material on which to superimpose them, they cannot be superimposed. In the case of the pot, clay was there before. When you make the pot, clay is still there. When you break the pot, clay is still there. So clay is permanent with regard to this pot, isn't it? Nama Rupa came and Nama Rupa disappeared. That which comes and goes is called as Kshara, which is coming and going. That which was there before, which was there during, and which is there after, that thing is not coming or going. That is called as Akshara, imperishable. So here, in this universe, what then is the fundamental material of the universe on which all Nama Rupa is superimposed? The fundamental material for this universe, or the clay for the universe, if you want to say that. Fundamental material for this universe is called as Sat. It is called as existence. That existence is called as Akshara, imperishable, Brahma. Because how you know that Sat or existence is the fundamental material for the universe? By simple fact. Everything exists. You show me something that doesn't exist. How you will show? You can't. You cannot show something that doesn't exist. So you no, the horns on my head do not exist. The horns on my head do not exist. They exist. The horns on my head exist in my head first as a concept, and then I vocalize the concept. I verbalize the concept, and as soon as I verbalize the concept went from my head to your head. So the horns on my head exist conceptually. Let us say the horns on my head do not exist. You are talking about a concept of non-existence. The concept of non-existence exists or not? You see? You cannot escape existence. You jump high or jump low. escape existence. This exists? Yes. This exists? Yes. The space in between exists? Where is existence absent? Even if you make a vacuum, the vacuum exists or not? That existence cannot be created nor destroyed. It is from that existence has manifested energy and matter, and therefore science says energy and matter are neither created nor destroyed. So why didn't we just accept energy and matter? Why we have to go to one step deeper, to existence? Because energy and matter change. Energy changes from light energy to sound energy to some other kinetic energy to potential energy, so many energies, isn't it? Heat energy. Energy changes. And if we accept change for the absolute reality, it means that we are going to accept change for God. And if God changes, we'll be in trouble. Yes. Oh my God is really. Because today, if he gets up in a bad mood, the rishis did not accept any change for the reality. You see, reality is called unchanging, called as avyayaha in Sanskrit, unchanging. That reality which does not change is called as akshara. It is called as the imperishable reality. It never gets more or less. It's like a space, it is not changing, see? Space doesn't change, remains the same, like that. So that subtle reality is called as Brahma, it is called as existence, it is called as Sat, it is called as the Absolute. So many names are given for that reality, and it is called imperishable. So Arjuna heard that word and he wanted to know from Bhagavad, what is the Brahma? What is the Brahman? It's the unchanging absolute reality which forms the substrata of this whole universe. And it can take on which forms? Countless, unimaginable, infinite number of forms. So all the forms which we see are forms on that reality. And all the forms exist. And some people say they exist temporarily. Temporariness exists or not? Temporariness also exists. So there is only existence. That's called Brahma. And next word now, Swabhava. What is the Swabhava word? He says, Swabhavo Adhyatmam Uchyate. The next word is actually Adhyatma. What is Adhyatma word? Swabhava. This is a very technical word in Vedanta. But I'll just tell you, see, the existence which we are talking about, that existence is infinite and all pervasive or not? Well, it's there everywhere. There is no place where it is absent. Right? So that existence is there in my body, mind, intellect also or not? Yes, it is there in every part of my being. That existence associated with my body, mind and intellect, or in technical words, conditioned by my body, mind and intellect. Because there is a certain amount of existence associated with this BMI. And there is a certain amount of existence associated with your BMI. And there is a certain amount of existence associated with this and this. So the existence associated with my BMI, that is called Adhyatma. Adhyatma. And that is one's own swabhava. This is this line. Right? We'll leave this here today and we'll pick up. Don't forget where it is. And bring your book tomorrow.